Perhaps the novel Animal Farm is one of the most controversial books in the history of world literature. Right from its publication, the novel received mixed reviews. Some supported it, while others wanted to ban the book forever. But after all, the book still survives and has asserted its value. In this video, we will go through the entire plot of the novel to understand why it is so controversial. Let's attend a meeting of the animals on a farm in England. Old Major stands before all the animals and speaks. After 12 years of living in this world, Old Major has pondered the nature of an animal's life. Every animal is given just enough food to survive and is forced to work to the last atom of their strength. The animals have no freedom. Everything they do is to serve mankind. From eggs and milk to meat, everything is produced by animals. Even plowing and tilling the fields relies entirely on animal labor. Humans are weak creatures. They cannot produce anything on their own, and they lack the strength to do the work. Yet humans are the lords of all the animals and take the very best of everything they produce. While they still have their health and are capable of producing, the animals only receive a life with bare rations. But when they grow old and lose their usefulness, one by one, they are sold to the slaughterhouse or simply drowned in the nearest river. Old Major calls upon the animals on the farm to rise up in rebellion and drive the humans away. Then the animals will work for themselves, and they will reap the fruits of their own labor. Old Major teaches all the animals the song Beasts of England, which dramatically lifts their spirits. 3 days later, Old Major passes away. The pigs, considered the most intelligent of the animals, take the lead in organizing the others for the rebellion. Among the pigs, 3 prominent ones stand out: Snowball, Napoleon, and Squealer. The 3 pigs build upon Old Major's teachings and develop them into a system of thought called animalism, secretly spreading this propaganda to the other animals. For 3 months, the animals quietly prepare for the resistance. Mr. Jones, the owner of the farm, was once considered a capable master, but due to recent misfortunes, he begins to neglect the farm, allowing weeds to grow everywhere and crops to go unharvested. The animals are left to starve, and the rebellion happens sooner than anticipated. Having been starved for too long, the animals break down the store shed doors and help themselves. Mr. Jones tries to stop them, but fails. He and his family are driven off their own farm by the animals, and the rebellion is a success. Snowball, Napoleon, and Squealer distill Old Major's teachings into the 7 commandments. 1. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. 2. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. 3. No animal shall wear clothes. 4. No animal shall sleep in a bed. 5. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. 7. All animals are equal. The animals begin to participate in the daily work. They work enthusiastically and harder than ever because now they get to enjoy all the fruits of their labor. No animal complains or compares their work or rations. Everyone happily contributes. The pigs take on the leadership roles, staying behind to assign and supervise the work, while animals like horses, chickens, goats, and cows make up the main labor force. Difficulties arise, but with the intelligence of the pigs and the physical strength of the others, the farm work is managed successfully. They have a bumper harvest and all the animals are well fed. Every Sunday is flag hoisting day on the farm, as well as the day for the General Assembly, where resolutions are put forward and voted upon. Snowball and Napoleon are the 2 most active debaters. Snowball advocates for educating the current animals by teaching them how to read and write. Meanwhile, Napoleon focuses on the younger generation. He takes the newly born puppies away to raise and educate them himself. Soon, issues begin to arise. There is extra cow's milk, and the animals wonder what it will be used for and how the ripening apples will be shared. Squealer announces that all the milk and apples will be reserved entirely for the pigs because they are essential for brain work, and the pigs must remain healthy to protect the other animals. Later, Mr. Jones and his men bring guns and sticks, sneaking into the farm to launch a surprise attack and regain control. Snowball had prepared for this for a long time and directs the animals in battle. The fight is initially difficult as the humans fight back fiercely, but when Mr. Jones and his men fall into Snowball's ambush, mankind is once again defeated and driven away. The battle is a victory for the animals, but it is not without sacrifices. A brass medal, Animal Hero First Class, is awarded to Snowball, and Animal Hero Second Class to a sheep that died in battle. They name this the Battle of the Cowshed. Gradually, the relationship between Snowball and Napoleon becomes increasingly tense. Whatever policy one proposes, the other opposes. Snowball spends months reading, researching, and drawing up detailed plans for a windmill. He argues that it would supply the farm with electrical power to operate machinery, making farm work much easier. The animals would have more free time to read, learn, and discuss to improve their knowledge, and they would only need to work a 3-day week. Conversely, Napoleon argues that the most important thing is to increase food production. Otherwise, they will all starve to death. On the day of the assembly, a vote is held on whether to build the windmill. Before the results can be announced, Napoleon unleashes his attack dogs on Snowball, forcing him to flee the farm. From this moment on, Napoleon becomes the absolute leader. He abolishes the Sunday meetings. All policies will now be decided by a special committee of pigs who will issue orders, rather than through the usual voting process. A few days later, the animals are informed that they will begin building the windmill after all. The animals are confused as to why Napoleon initially opposed it, but is now commanding it to be built. Squealer explains that Napoleon was never actually opposed to it. It was a tactical maneuver to get rid of Snowball and prevent him from causing trouble. Napoleon also announces that the work will be very difficult, requiring a lot of time and effort. The animals may have to work harder and eat less. Difficulties quickly emerge. The animals cannot use the human tools needed for construction, and materials are in short supply. Napoleon issues a resolution to engage in trade with humans. The animals vaguely remember that dealing with humans and using money were strictly forbidden. Why is Napoleon trading with humans now? Napoleon claims it is all for the sake of the windmill, and with the dogs constantly growling, no animal dares to voice any objections. The animals toil exhaustingly to build the windmill. Meanwhile, Napoleon and the pigs move into the farmhouse to live, claiming that the brains of the animal leaders need proper rest. Some animals reread the 7 commandments, especially the 4th one. But instead of "no animal shall sleep in a bed," it now reads, "no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets." Half a year passes, and the construction of the windmill is halfway done. The animals are overjoyed, never thinking they could achieve something so monumental. Unfortunately, a severe storm hits, destroying all their hard work. Everyone is devastated. Napoleon asserts that this was an act of sabotage by Snowball, seeking revenge for his expulsion. The animals grow to hate Snowball, vowing to catch him if he ever returns. The animals are determined to rebuild the windmill with walls twice as thick, but food reserves are running low. Napoleon orders the hens to lay more eggs to trade for food. When the hens protest, Napoleon punishes them severely. Several hens die and are buried under the pretext of dying from disease. Napoleon appears less and less frequently, issuing decrees through Squealer, and when he does appear, he is always surrounded by a retinue of dogs. Squealer stands before the animals and claims there is solid proof that Snowball is a traitor. He alleges that during the Battle of the Cowshed, Snowball was a human agent trying to sell out the animals, and it was only because Napoleon charged into battle that they won. The animals vaguely remember Snowball being a good comrade, but under Squealer's persuasion, they accept that Napoleon is the true leader. Any bad event on the farm is blamed on Snowball, and rumors spread that some animals are secretly allied with him. A meeting takes place and Napoleon appears with his dogs. He calls forth the hens involved in the recent rebellion to stand trial and has the dogs tear their throats out. The sheep that had protested the cancellation of the Sunday meeting suffer the same fate. Any animal that dares to question or oppose Napoleon's policies is dragged out and executed. The remaining animals are terrified. They reflect that every inch of this land belongs to them, but now even the right to voice their questions is gone. Even their last source of comfort, the song "Beasts of England," is banned and replaced by a different song that is harder to sing. Some animals remember the 6th commandment, "No animal shall kill any other animal," but when they read it again, it has become, "No animal shall kill any other animal without cause." Building the windmill and doing the farm work increases the animals' workload tremendously, yet the deadlines remain the same. Squealer constantly tells them that production has increased by hundreds of %, but their actual food rations only decrease. Finally, the windmill is completed. The vision of an operational windmill providing electricity and erasing their fatigue seems close. But the humans launch another invasion. 15 men armed with guns march into Animal Farm and open fire. The animals can only endure the attack and hide. When the men reach the windmill, they pack it with explosives and blow it up, wiping out all the hard work the animals had done. Enraged and losing all fear, the animals charge forward and fight. Napoleon directs the battle from behind. The animals win, but the casualties are heavy. Many animals lose their lives and almost all are wounded. Squealer joyfully announces their victory and fires a gun in celebration. Napoleon awards himself a medal and names this the Battle of the Windmill. Following this, Napoleon orders the planting of barley and the construction of a brewery. From then on, the pigs are drunk every day. Some animals remember the fifth commandment, no animal shall drink alcohol. But now it has been altered to, no animal shall drink alcohol to excess. Animal Farm becomes a republic. They elect a president, and Napoleon is the one and only candidate. In the past, a retirement pension was heavily promised, but no animal had actually reached retirement age. Now, when an animal reaches that age, instead of being allowed to graze peacefully, they are sent to the slaughterhouse, while the pigs announce that the animal died peacefully in the arms of modern medicine. Years later, the farm has expanded, and the windmill is finally finished. But instead of generating electricity, the windmill is used for milling corn, bringing in huge profits for the farm. Napoleon declares that hard work and living frugally is the true and proper way to live. The animals no longer clearly remember the rebellion of the past, let alone its original purpose. Their lives now consist only of bitter labor and oppression, while the pigs and dogs grow increasingly fat. Eventually, Napoleon and the pigs begin walking on two legs. Napoleon sits down to discuss business and drink with humans. The 7 commandments of the past have now been reduced to just a single maxim. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That is the entire plot of the novel Animal Farm. What are your thoughts? Don't forget to leave a comment so I and everyone else can know. And for now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.